See you in a couple of weeks, maybe a month, not sure. Bye, girl. This off-season project took way longer than I thought. We also have some other things I want to do as well. Once we get the coilovers on, we have brakes to get on, new lines to run. I want to change where the battery's at. So we have a lot of things still left to do, and that's why I kind of said in a previous video, like, it gets done when it gets done. Like, I took my time on the frame, and I think it really does look awesome. Made a little more headway last night on this. Got the brakes ripped off, hubs ripped off, stripped down to the spindles. We also drained our differential as well, so that way it doesn't continue to leak. Got our floor scrubber out, and I would say probably maybe 1 or 2 more nights of sanding and wire wheeling. So we got the little bit behind where the brakes were bolted there. Then we have the underside of the pumpkin. You guys can kind of see we started, but we got to finish down there. I also need to pull the rear axle out, the rear drive shaft out. The rear drive shaft needs to come out purely so that way we can lower or clean a little bit better and stop throwing it all over our drive shaft. And then we also need to lower the axle down. In order to do that, my thought was I'm going to jack up the axle to relieve pressure off these just place keepers here, and then basically lower the axle down until either something binds or it stops going down. I'm not really sure on this 4-link. I really think what'll stop us currently is the drive shaft will hit the center support there. I could be wrong. We might run out of travel first with these, but that was kind of my thought process. Once we get it sagged as far down as it will go, and here she is. That was the last sand. You guys can see it's not crazy on the body filler. Really, it was just pits, high spots, low spots. And we got her all sanded, everything prepped. We welded our new bars in for our sled pole setup. Got those all cut and measured. We got our trans coolers welded up. We have our fuel tank mounts done as well. So I feel like all the welding back here should be done. So tomorrow's a big day. Gonna get, basically we got a tarp, a bunch of plastic, painter's plastic. We're gonna go around the lift and basically create a wall to the truck, drape it off the side of the truck for underneath, and then drape it off here. And as you can see, the next 2 bays, I know someone in the comments, oh, I can't believe you painted it inside, ruined it. Like, we have about 35 feet to that truck. I also have the 2 box fans that will leave this door open and have them pull a vacuum on this chamber here. So doing the best we can. And I'm really excited to see this all come together. And I know that this video has been just nothing but random updates, but I'll be honest, guys, just jamming out to the radio, getting this stuff done has been honestly super enjoyable. So we're gonna basically get the truck washed real quick. I'm just gonna lift it up on the lift here and basically give it a microfiber bath, spray it down. That way it's clean. And then while I'm doing that, we'll also clean the floor as well, get all the dust, much dust as possible off of this thing. And then get it tarped and ready to go, considering where it started. And big thank you, Cody Fisher, 1X Precision. He is up in Ohio, kind of close to Fire Punk, about 40 minutes away. Cody did a fantastic job, and honestly, for a fab project of this size to only be 4 or 5 days behind, I was tickled to death. So he hit the timeline, stayed within my budget, which I appreciate, and it looks killer. This is a little different than most 4-links. So if you bought like the Fire Punk 4-link kit, yours is gonna look a little different. I opted to have Cody just really set this up to pull. So I have doublers on all of my bars here, and then all of the front 4-link stuff is all for sled pulling. I opted to run a panhard bar for dirt drags and sled pulling, and then we have a wishbone for drag racing, which is down there. As well as, this was originally a fire punk kit. I bought the higher end anti-roll bar for the back here, and then this underpiece axle that Cody welded on doesn't normally come. It locks it together. Again, that was more for sled pulling. And then once we got it back from Cody's, I cut the spare tire cross member out. I cut the circular cross member out. I welded these 2 bars in. I welded these 2 bars in here. I welded this bar in here. I welded the trans cooler mounts. I also filled in the frame where it had gotten nicked with grinders and stuff. That's all stuff Cody would have taken care of, but I said, don't worry, I got it. And then we welded on our sled pull suspension lockouts there. We also figured out our plan to lock out the suspension. I'll do another video on that, but now I used to run the dirty hooker ones that bolted here and went down. Obviously with the 4-link, we can't do that anymore. So I do have a plan for that. All the parts are ordered, material is ordered, and we'll do an update video on that. But for sled pulling, that's pretty much it. We had to remake those. I have to remake my sled stops. Everything else is the same. And just looking at this axle, when I go to sled pull, I'm gonna change the bar angle just ever so slightly to what I think it should be. But you can see how far that 4-link goes up. It goes almost 3 feet forward. It ends basically right where my old traction bar mounts were. I also cut those off. And yeah, I mean, this video, although it doesn't make sense, I'm glad I took pictures and I'm glad I took my time, because this is going to be killer. And if you look, like, I taped off all of our rod end joints and stuff, so I'll pull each bar out individually, acetone what little bit of overspray got on them, so those will all be bright. I also have longer bolts that Cody sent me, so don't worry about painting over the bolt heads. And then the rest of the stuff, if it, like, I decided I wanted this to be painted, and then you see the tape here, so this will be raw. I think that'll look kind of cool. So just little bits of color pop. I was going for not flashy. Originally I was gonna do like gold bars and stuff, and I got to thinking about it. The more and more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what, let's just keep it like super simple and just kind of downplay it. And that's where we set on semi-gloss. I also didn't want a super glossy frame with this PXR paint code, because it would definitely clash. This kind of intentionally looks the wrong color, so it should blend well. And you guys know me, it's black. Hopefully this holds up well. Obviously the days of this thing getting driven in the winter and, you know, rain and stuff are really starting to dwindle down, but I love it. Don't worry about the axle being crooked. It's because it's hanging on the anti-roll bar pivot, so I gotta lift the axle back up, but there she is. Obviously guys, I apologize about the video and it being choppy and stuff like that. This project took place, I started about a month, 5 weeks. So for 5 weeks, between helping Donald, doing the shop stuff, and also doing this, it's hard to filter through it and make it chronological. So I apologize. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and you understand the struggle I went through to make this thing look really, really nice. I really want it to reflect the quality of work that I can do as a person. So give this one a big thumbs up. Drop your comments down below. Remember, Cody Fisher, 1X Precision in Ohio. If you guys want to get some of his fab work, he does turbo kits, he does suspension, pro mod, like you name it, Cody could probably weld it and make it look damn good in the process. Like I said, thumbs up, drop your comments. Some people already guessed 4-link, but I kind of kept you in the dark, so if you were right, let me know. Subscribe. We have a ton of little upgrades coming for this thing, and this truck is going to be just killer. And then one last thing before I let y'all go. If you notice, all of the bars, the trans coolers, all of that stuff, if you noticed one thing, it's that the bed can go back on. That was the other thing that was super important, and why the 4-link looks a little different. I told Cody, I said, if I want to put a factory bed on, I want to be able to put a factory bed on. In order to try and make some events, the factory bed probably will be on for a little bit longer. But anyway, subscribe. I'll catch y'all on the next one.